Israel pulled out of the Gaza Strip in 2005. There's no any more presence, military or civilian presence in the Gaza Strip. The border right now is clear between Israel and the Gaza Strip, and the main interest of Israel is to protect its own civilians in the state of Israel from the terrorist attacks, and that's why it imposed a siege on the Gaza Strip in order to prevent any transfer of any weapons into the Gaza Strip. The southern borders between the Gaza Strip and Egypt has nothing to do with Israel, and from that part of the border, a huge amount of weapons being smuggled or being transferred to the Gaza Strip. But Israel, unfortunately, has nothing to do with this border, this part of the border, and has no influence on the ground to prevent the continuous transfer of weapons into the Gaza Strip. The best way to analyze the economic situation in Gaza is to check, to see the numbers, to look into the details, and the details don't lie. The export from Egypt to the Gaza Strip is about $1 billion a year. That is according to Hamas official newspaper. This estimate is given by Hamas official newspaper. It includes almost every goods that comes from comes from Egypt to the Gaza Strip, from cars, refrigerators, cement, iron, toys, vegetables, and even girls that are sold or transferred for the wealthy elderly of Gaza, for marriage or for other purposes. So everything is transferred through what is called tunnels. It's not smuggling, because there is about 1,000 of tunnels that you can even transfer a car, a vehicle. So that's nothing that you cannot see. Everything is aware of the tunnels, both Hamas that charge 14.5% taxes of every goods that is transferred between the tunnels, and of course the Egyptians. In addition to the export from Egypt, Israel also transfers goods and materials to the Gaza Strip. But according to human rights organizations and other organizations, they all the time mentioning the lack of, the absence of cement and iron. This is the main point. Everything is available in the markets except cement and iron. What I found that the price of cement and iron has reduced recently because of the massive export of these two products from Egypt, and it comes to reasonable prices. So that means that it's abundant in the market. So from all the accounts that come from the Gaza Strip, it's become clear that the export tunnels from Egypt and to the Gaza Strip can meet the demands of the people of Gaza. According to Palestinian figures, it's more than $5 billion. It's amazing, but this is official numbers from Palestinian sources. And the money comes from the EU, from the European Union, from aid agencies, even from Israel. From all reports that we can gather, this situation is very simple. Hamas government, the treasurer of Hamas, has a lot of money, and it uses the money to build malls in the Gaza Strip, and also to buy hotels in the Gaza Strip. Right now they have money, they have a lot of money. I would say that the money goes to the Hamas government, and they give it to their employees. But the meaning of that the foreign aid, in many cases, finance the employment of terrorist operatives in the Hamas establishment, and that enables Hamas to enlarge its forces based on the foreign aid. it affects all aspects of life in the Gaza Strip, because Egypt becomes the substitute of Israel. And Gaza, the Gaza economy relies a great deal on Egypt. Officially, the border is closed, but it's only officially, because the border, the Rafah crossing, which is defined as closed, is irregularly opens every Wednesdays and Thursdays of every week. And if we check the announcement, the official announcement, the daily official announcement, we see that it opens also on Tuesdays and Mondays and Sundays. So there is a game, there is a game between political game committed by Egypt and Hamas. They both agree that Gaza is still occupied by Israel, because Egypt does not want to take official responsibility on for the Gaza Strip. That's why they're all in love with the Israeli occupation and wants it to be continued forever, even though Israel has no presence, military or civilian, in the Gaza Strip. So Egypt, in fact, became the gateway of Gaza to the world. And I think this is the main consequence of what happened with the flotilla is that Egypt will be, at the end of the day, will be recognized as the responsible for the welfare and as the official gate of the Gaza Strip. According to Hamas figures, official of Hamas figures, only 150 the entrance was denied by Israel during 2009. More than 62,000 people crossed the border to Egypt, back and forth, during 2009. That cannot say that Gaza is a prison and the people is locked in. I checked the numbers. Those who were registered in the Hamas Ministry of Interior, and those who were allowed to cross the borders, and they are the same numbers. They registered for their voyage to Egypt, and they crossed the border. So those who want to get out of Gaza for any reason, for whatever reason, can do it. And Gaza cannot say that it's a prison. That's not the truth.